Hey guys, it's Melissa, your Chiari Sista, coming at you once again to discuss something related to Chiari. CSF leaks, cerebral spinal fluid leaks. First, let me explain what CSF is in case you don't know what it is. CSF, cerebral spinal fluid. That is the fluid that travels through our brains, up and down our spines. It lubricates it lubricates our brain. It lubricates our brain stem, which is located through our spine. It also, it's a chemical that helps to balance certain things in our heads. It is a very crucial and critical part of our system. Now, cerebral spinal fluid, which I will now be just saying CSF, it is very watery. It's very thin. It's not a thicker substance like blood, but it's very watery. It even looks like water when it comes out. It's clear. It's very salty and flavor. So it's almost basically your tears. That's almost what it will appear to be like. Abby, stop it. That's enough. So, Abby. Sorry. All of my followers already know very well about my sweet Abby Angel. She loves to make noises in the back and occasional appearances. Anyways, back to the topic. So, yeah, you can have a CSF leak before surgery, but you can also have a CSF leak after surgery, and that's when it will more than likely happen. It can come out through your nose. So if you all of a sudden have a leak or a runny nose that, you know, it's not allergies, it's not a cold, but you had surgery or you have a high pressure buildup, go get that checked on. You can go to the emergency room, contact your neurologist, your neurosurgeon if you've already made that step. If you don't have a neurologist, your primary care physician, let them know what's going on. But if you see anything that you may think is a CSF leak, it is crucial you go that moment to get it checked on, to the emergency room or anywhere. Don't wait till the next day. It's crucial then. So as I said, it can come through your nose, like a runny nose. It can come out of your eyes. It's been known, people have seen or noticed it just leaking from their eyes, where again, it would look and feel like tears, but it's not. So if you notice that you're not crying and you notice you don't have allergen eyes, or you're not cutting an onion, but all of a sudden you're leaking tears, get that looked at. But if you've already had your surgery, and whether your scar is completely healed or not, you can most definitely leak from that. That would be the most common leaking place. And it will just be a lot of moisture, a lot of wetness back there. If it's not a Chiari surgery, but you've had any other type of brain surgery, it could be wherever your surgical spot is. There are also CSF leaks that leak out of where they're supposed to be contained within the dura, but they have not leaked out of your body yet. Excuse me, those are the kinds that I've had, and they are called pseudomeningocele, sorry. And that is an abundance of CSF that has collected in an abnormal place, or in a place where it should not be, but in an abundant amount. So that's what I had. That's the kind of CSF buildup, CSF leak I had. and I'll show you pictures where the back of my head was misshaped. It also caused my top of my, or the bottom of my neck, the top of my back, right in between my shoulder blades, and all right here was swollen. My face was even swollen a little bit, and it's still slightly swollen. It is finally starting to come back to its normal, but even under my chin had a little swelling spot. So what happened in my case was my dura tore, and it was like a U-shaped dura, and which I discussed this a little bit in my last video, but it was a U-shaped dura. I mean, a U-shaped tear in my dura, and it allowed the CSF to flow into the tear, but the flap would close, and then it could not go back out. So it couldn't do that motion. It would just be trapped. And so as a result, the back of my head just kept puffing out like that. So I went to the emergency room probably, I think, about 7 or 8 times between my first surgery and my second surgery. And each time my neurosurgeon said, oh, it can heal itself. Oh, it will go away. Clearly, it is something to concern yourself about. CSF is not supposed to be collecting like that. It's supposed to be a nice, smooth, constant movement through your brain and up and down your spine. So yeah, just be careful with that. Anytime you see a leak, whether you know for a fact it's CSF or it could be something else, with us, we cannot afford to play the guessing game. So just go in, get it checked on, make sure you're good, make sure you're okay. And if it's not leaking out of your head and it's just a buildup, that's fine. Make sure you take your stand and make sure you get that looked at. My neurosurgeon, I had 2. I have a Chiari specialist now who is amazing. But my first neurosurgeon, he did my first 2 surgeries. After my first surgery, I noticed it was about maybe like this big, and it was the shape of an egg, a swelling spot, literally the day after my first surgery. And it was about this big and like all the way around. And it was on the right side of my surgical site. And it was squishy. So I knew it was a fluid buildup in there. So I told him about it. Well, I told his nurses about it because my neurosurgeon never came to see me, not once, the entire 6 days I was in the hospital, even though he works out of that hospital. But he said nothing to worry about. Abby, that's enough. Come up here. He said there's nothing to worry about. Just lay down. Yeah, he said it's nothing to worry about. Just, your body will reabsorb it. Sit down, please. Your body will reabsorb it, and you're good. But I wasn't good. About 3 weeks after that is when my husband and my 2 children really started to notice the buildup. It was just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and I felt like it was going to overtake this entire house, and I felt like I was going to topple over. That's enough, little girl. I thought I was just going to fall over. So anyways, long story short, make sure you get yourself checked into, okay? It's better to be safe than sorry. I don't know why it took me so long to get that one long phrase out. Better safe than sorry. So that's it for today. I cannot believe how much shorter this video is compared to all of my others, but the barometric pressure here is just intense the last few days, so my head has been killing me. So that's probably why I made it a lot shorter. It's because it's hurting too much the more I talk. But yeah, so take care of yourselves. Study up on everything. If something does not seem right, if it doesn't seem normal, go get it checked out. Don't just sit there and say, oh, well, it will be okay. It will go away on its own, because a lot of times, especially with us, it's not going to just go away on its own. So always be mindful of that. So love, peace, happiness, joy, healing, blessings, everything from me to you. Oh, and also, forgive me, I try not to look very crazy, but I just literally filmed a nail art video for my other channel, so that's why I have one hand done, one hand is undone. I did Monet inspired nails today. Well, the main part of the Monet nails is on the accent nail, but anyways, once I can get my headache under control, then I will do this hand so I match. But you know, I'm not a doctor, so everything I say is not facts, it's just my opinion. But really, seriously, if you start to see anything, any kind of fluid, go to the emergency room. Not now, but right now. I remember I woke up after shortly after I got home from my first surgery. I woke up and I felt like it was like a tiny little dot of moisture. I did not care. It could have been the whole ocean worth of moisture. Moisture is moisture on the back of my head when it should not have been there. So I immediately woke up my husband and he rushed me to the emergency room. So don't feel like it could be too small. No, if you feel any moisture, go get it checked out. Or at the absolute least, call your doctor. Call your neurosurgeon, your neurologist, your PCP, whoever it is at the highest of your chain at this point. So I love you all. I want you all to be happy and healthy and pain-free. If you like this video, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button. You like the video, hit the bell, which is right next to the subscribe button. Share, and if there are any other topics that you would like to hear from me as my opinion, please list them in the comments below, and I will try my best to film a video for you with my opinions on that matter. So enjoy your day, enjoy your week, enjoy your weekend. I love you all. Hey, what you fussing about? What is she fussing at? Little girl. Little girl. You're just working on the roof, Abby? My neighbor across the street is working on her roof. Or she has a company working on her roof. And Abby sees them. And she's gone now. Abby. Abby. Abby.